Hi, this is Andrew Freeman, and if you're not listening to this show, then fuck you.
Hello again, everyone. This is Ryan Whitting, and you're listening to another episode of Rockin You All Night, where we talk all things rock, all things metal, and all things with strings. And if you don't like it, then you must not rock. My guest this week is the voice of Lies, Deceit, and Treachery, Last in Line, and Raiding the Rock Vault, Mr. Andrew Freeman. And we're coming at you from BLK Live in Scottsdale. So sit back, hold tight, and get ready for Rockin' You All Night. Head over to axehandler.com. Lean your guitar anywhere and carry your guitar support stand everywhere with the Axe Handler. The Axe Handler is the premier American-made portable guitar stand in the world today. Head over to axehandler.com so you can make sure that your guitars never go slip-sliding away again. That's axe-handler.com. Head over to phoenixanddragon.us for all of your Phoenix and Dragon band needs. Keep up to date on the future of progressive symphonic heavy metal with Phoenix and Dragon's concert dates, interviews, videos, and MP3 downloads at phoenixanddragon.us. Be sure to download Phoenix and Dragon's latest single, The Four Fires, as heard on the Rockin' You All Night podcast on SoundCloud. Get t-shirts, band merch, and metal so heavy that it hurts at phoenixanddragon.us. You're listening to the two-time bench press champion, the trendsetter, the friend getter, the lyrical miracle, the poet who can smoke and joe it, the man who loves to chat about this or that, the host of Rockin' You All Night and R.Y.A.N Radio, Ryan Whitting. We are currently looking for advertisers and sponsors to keep our internet radio show and podcast free for our listeners. So if you have a product, a band, or a brand that you'd love to have hyped, contact me today so that I can play it, fillet it, saute it, and you better believe that I'll slay it. And if you want, I'll rhyme it, chime it, jingle it, Kris Kringle it, and I'll even hit single it. Don't hesitate to throw some numbers my way and be a part of the funnest podcast in the nation today by messaging me at Rockin' You All Night on SoundCloud and Instagram. Hi everybody, this is Ryan Whitting, the host of Rockin' You All Night and R.Y.A.N Radio. People have said to me, Ryan, what's causing all this shaving and misbehaving? And I tell them, it's all about the Dollar Shave Club. With the Dollar Shave Club, you can get started with a month's worth of the best 6-blade razors and a handle for as low as $1. Or try one of their starter packs for as low as $5. Now those are some prices that you can't beat for some blades that'll keep you looking neat. All you have to do is look at my bio on the Rockin' You All Night podcast on SoundCloud and hit my Dollar Shave Club link so that you can keep your jawline looking lean, mean, and clean like mine. All right. I have with me a man who's one of the most in-demand, sought-after voices and frontmen in all of rock and metal music, a man who's keeping that heavy metal torch lit and alive and well high upon the Silver Mountain.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. He's the voice of Lies, Deceit, and Treachery, the voice of Last in Line, one of the premier voices of Raiding the Rock Vault. Of course, I'm talking about Mr. Andrew Freeman.
Well, who else? Who else would you be talking about?
Andrew Freeman, Andrew Freeman.
Don Dokken.
How are you, sir? We finally meet.
I'm good. Doing well, thank you. Yeah.
Doing all right. You're looking good. You're looking really good.
I've been exercising.
That's good. No, you look great.
And drinking. Thank you.
That a kid.
Yeah.
So I was thinking this was kind of one of those meetings that the universe wasn't going to allow happen on account of too much awesomeness in one room at one time, but here we are.
It happens. Yeah. It happens. Sometimes the asshole planets align. So.
Not mentioning Uranus, but
Wow, nice.
we are
Very
rolling
nice.
already.
Hey, these are the jokes, kids. These are the
Oh my
jokes.
God, people try to keep up. Those of us that are not so as inclined and on the ball as Andrew and I. So we are at BLK Live in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. So
Yeah.
Andrew, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked my Uncle D, Don Dawkins, when he was here.
Uncle D.
It's my Uncle D.
I saw that interview. I watched a little bit. I was fucking,
So you are a fan of the show. Well, good.
Yeah, well, usually when somebody says, "Hey, do this," I go, let's. What is it all about? What is it all about? So I want to, because sometimes it's a guy sitting in his basement, completely naked and hairy, and then you get there and then you can't leave. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I don't have the basement or hairy, but yeah, we'll skip the rest of that. But
here's hoping.
we're on fire already. We haven't even
yeah.
got started. So I asked Uncle D, I said, are we throwing a pool party after the show tonight? So I'll ask you, are we throwing a pool party or not?
I think there's always a pool party here at BLK Live. It's just kind of the thing, Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a weird thing because when you're at a bar and there's a pool at the bar, I don't know if anybody really wants to be the guy that gets in the pool, because then you're the guy who's soaking wet afterwards and everybody's looking at you like, what is this guy's deal?
I'm ready to be that guy, though, because I brought my beach towel and my beach body.
Well, you're built for it. So, you are busting. He's busting out of his shirt. I mean, you can see it on here. He's that shirt is struggling to stay on his pectorials right now.
I couldn't find one tighter, actually. Dude, I love this.
Just go in the infant section. You can find a tight shirt.
Bro, you are on fire. When is the stand-up comedy tour coming up?
Never.
Oh, dude, you're doing all. Why not? You have all these other projects.
You can be funny, when you're sitting down talking to, somebody who makes that you're comfortable with, or you can try to get on stage in front of a bunch of people that impress me, and it just doesn't work out, So
you probably do pretty well, though.
Stand-up comedy is a tough thing, man, and I don't know if I got the balls to do it, or the time, or the desire. So.
The time, I mean, that's the thing. This is why part of why I wanted you to hear, like, you are just all over. When I see you're keeping that metal torch alive, bro, you are all over. You're in this band, Lies, Deceit, and Treachery.
Yep.
Last in Line, Raiding the Rock Vault. What are you not into?
I don't know. Furries. I'm not into furries.
What's the plan with this band here? Are you doing a tour, an album coming up? Or?
We're just kind of skating along with this. This kind of came along because they had an issue with a show. With the Monsters of Rock cruise, and I've been friends with Jimmy for about 10, 12 years, something like that. And they didn't have anybody, didn't have a singer for it. Their singer that they had at the time couldn't do it, so they asked me to cover, and it was just on a cover basis. I was just covering the show because it was a pretty big opportunity for them to launch the band on this, in that sort of a forum.
Those on Facebook Live are just being harassed by
by insects,
pesticides.
Like, even they don't want to be outside because it's so friggin' hot here.
For real.
So it was kind of a fill-in thing, and then their guy decided that he decided to leave, and we're just kind of winging it now. We're trying to. We talked about doing a record, but.
You've got some songs recorded, though, right?
They have some stuff recorded, but I don't know if we're all too keen on doing old stuff that, like I'll have some stuff, and Jimmy has stuff, and Mick has stuff, and it's, they want to kind of do it the way they used to do it, where they just got into a room and did it. So I have a couple of things in my studio that I'm working on, I guess, but I'm in the middle of the Last in Line record right now. I have.
Okay. Oh, there is another one coming out.
Oh yeah, I'm halfway.
Thank
through
Buddha
it.
for that.
Yeah, I'm halfway through that, and I should be done with my stuff in about a week or two.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. So and then it's going to go to mix. We have 5 songs that mix, 3 songs that need vocals. 1 needs to be written, 2 or just need to be recorded. So.
Dude, I'm so glad you say that, because I have this album here, Heavy Crown, which is, dude, it is phenomenal. I absolutely love it from start to finish. It's got, I don't know how best to describe it, but it's new, but it's familiar. You've got the same players as Dio's band. It's you singing.
Yeah.
But it's new material. It's original material, but it's got that same vibe. So
you're able to capture
that
the old
essence.
stuff, and it's unique. It's got the old vibe, and it's got the the essence of the original Dio band, and that chemistry, and I fortunately fit into that chemistry.
Without a doubt, it's fit in isn't. It's like it was meant to be. I really kind of believe that.
It wasn't
somebody
very hard
had to pick
write,
up that torch, and it's you.
Yeah. I wish I could say it was super hard to do, but it wasn't. The songs were great, and the way we did it was really organic, which is an overused word these days, but it was very organic, and yeah, it was a good combination of people, and it came together
on fire. So is the
quickly.
new one going to be out 2018 or after the new year? Or?
2019. Yeah,
Okay, so
it'll be hopefully we're shooting for January, but it just depends on everything. Once you get the record done and mixed, and you got to figure out the videos and all the promo stuff and the album cover and all that stuff, which takes time, and it needs to all be together in the videos by a certain time in order for it to come out in January. So we need to be done now. We need to be done at the beginning of the summer, and we're not. So, but
you'll get there. I see an ambitious person before me. It's like somebody that's a go-getter that does not sit around and waste time. You're getting it out there.
I really wish I could, but
it's not what the universe requires of you.
I would love to sit around and do nothing. So, but.
Not happening. We're not gonna. The metal community won't allow that of you, Andrew.
And my children like to eat, so that's bastards.
On that, I'm glad you mentioned that. This is what I wanted to talk at length about. In addition to your projects, if you could step outside yourself for just a bit. If you could take me back to, let's say, the 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old Andrew Freeman.
Okay.
If you can go back then, what TV shows are you watching then? What cartoons?
Oh my God.
What things inspire you in terms of music, TV, pop culture back then?
I think I was doing what everybody else was doing when I was 6, 7, 8. It was Love Boat and Emergency and. Oh man, you name it.
Happy Days,
Sanford and Son, Happy Days. All that classic TV stuff. You live for TV because you only had 12 channels. So
I had 7
channels.
where I'm from. So yeah,
we didn't have cable.
No, who did?
Not where we lived in upstate New York. You couldn't get cable where we were. So,
How do those things influence what you do now? Because I kind of the same. That's like those are the same. When you say that, there's a smile on my face. Those are the same things I'm into, and I just love those, and just. I'm not a comedian, although I try to be funny, but Sanford and Son,
right?
For sure, that influences
the best,
me.
Yeah.
How does that influence what you do now with your projects?
I think a lot of people from that generation just have that I've met have just a natural comedy timing, and they kind of, TV was life, and I was fortunate to be, a teenager when the dawn of MTV and just being glued to that, and. I don't know. I influenced by. I think I was influenced by everything. I remember seeing Kiss for the first time. I think it was in '79 on HBO or 1980, and when we finally went to a friend's house to watch. There was a Kiss show on HBO that we all just were glued to. '82, or we saw. I got to see the US Festival, or '84, something like that. '82, I think.
Where Ozzy's head is shaved.
Yeah, the US Festival, the day 2 of the US Festival, which was on Showtime, and we went to a friend's house to watch that. That was pretty, because it wasn't that was before MTV. You didn't see these bands really. You never. It was underground, and you couldn't see Ozzy or the Scorpions or Van Halen. They weren't in the mainstream. They were the underground bands, and they fought. They weren't on classic rock or what rock radio was at the time. It was the Stones and Zeppelin, and
corporate rock came in.
Yeah, and everybody, there's a lot, and I'll probably get blasted for this, but I feel like Zeppelin was kind of corporate rock in a sense, because they were all over the radio when I was a kid, and I got so sick of hearing Zeppelin. But I love bands that imitated Zeppelin. I just got really tired of and Rush and these bands that were just
Is it because they were playing the same songs on repeat?
I think it's because everybody liked them.
Yeah.
Everybody liked them, and I liked them too. But it just I like new bands, and when I find a band that I like, an obscure band, bring it to my friends, be like, well, he doesn't sing like Robert Plant, and he's not as good guitar player as Jimmy Page. We're like, well,
and?
fuck you. Who cares? I mean, Jimmy Page, God bless him, he's an innovator, but I mean, technically he's not the greatest guitar player in the world, but he's fucking unbelievable, in certain aspects. But I didn't appreciate Zeppelin until I got older, But I remember being 10 years old and the Clash came to New York City, and it was all over the news, and I was like, what is that? And London Calling came out, and it was just like, whoa. So I was a hard rock guy, but a closet punker, and a
But
closet
you're also
new wave
cutting
guy.
edge then too, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you get back then, if you went to school and said you were into, Duran Duran, or you were into, certain bands or bands that I like coming up, you get your ass kicked, or so it's.
I kind of picture Andrew Freeman in high school being one of these guys that shoves the nerdy kids upside down in a locker.
No, I was friends with all the nerdy kids. I was friends with all of them. Yeah, I was friends with everybody. I didn't like the. I don't know. I was all over the place. I was friends with everybody. So.
At what point, if you can again step outside yourself, look at Andrew as the young kid Andrew, you're seeing these shows and these concerts on TV. At what point does it click? We're like, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I meant to do. This is what I have to get.
I mean, we always had a guitar around the house. We always had like musical instruments. My dad was not a player, but he liked having strumming instruments. My uncle was a drummer, and so we always had it around. And my brother, I have an older brother who was taking lessons and was pretty awful at it. And so it was just, there was always music around. There was always, we had an 8-track player. Oh, there we go. We had an 8-track player around and some good stuff, So it was, I don't know. That's I guess that's where it came from. Just strumming a guitar, and then one year I just decided. One Christmas I got an electric guitar. I think I was 12, and my baseball career went out the window.
Oh, no kidding!
So,
you're a ball player.
Oh, I love playing baseball.
I see the Cardinals hat. Are you a
Toasted.
Cardinals? But you're from New York.
No, you know what? I got this. This hat is just really comfortable.
7 3/8.
Huh?
Is it 7 3/8?
It is. I think it's a 7 5/8 actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm up there, man. I'm up there.
Yeah, I'm
Almost an 8.
Yeah.
Almost an 8. Yeah.
So going back to like TV shows and young kid, I read somewhere you do some work for Nickelodeon, correct?
I did. I used to. Yeah, I was. I worked at a recording studio for about 4 or 5 years in Manhattan and in New York City.
What are you the voice of?
I was on a show called Kablam. I did little things, nothing like major parts, but just little bit parts here and there. Kablam for Nickelodeon. I was on. Did a lot for that show. That's about it. And then a lot of post production for the shows, and I did a couple of commercials, and So.
Do your kids know about this? Do they totally go bonkers to know that Dad was on Nickelodeon?
Not really,
Why
I mean,
is
I worked on Doug, the show Doug. I worked
yeah.
on that a lot, yeah, but I wasn't a voice on it. I did a lot of the audio post production for that. I did.
Oh, dude, that is so awesome. Because the reason I bring that up, it fascinates me that you're doing all that, and I know it influences what you do with your bands, but we don't see it so much.
Right.
I love that whole. I don't know if it's not jazz rock fusion, but it's like pop culture fusion.
Yeah.
And I see that in your work of all these things that you're doing. So I love hearing about that. Are you doing more work of that, or
Not really. I mean, it's mostly music now.
Okay.
Music was always my goal. That's why I worked at a recording studio. I started as an intern, and I was assistant engineer, and I was an engineer of their music room for a while, and did music for TV and commercials and stuff.
So you're kind of if I might be so bold, you're kind of a child of pop culture. Are your kids that way?
I guess so.
Or do you limit what they?
My daughter's older, so yeah, I think she kind of is. My son's he's 9, so.
This is him on the album.
That's him on the cover, yeah.
That is so phenomenal.
Yeah.
So this is what I love, that music influences you, heavy metal influenced you at a young age.
Yeah.
And then this is how we see it translated in your work. That's what I love, that connection of you as a young kid being into, you're saying like Kiss and The Clash, but then your son is in it as well.
Yeah.
Well,
he's in it because he has to be, by association. He didn't know what we were doing out there. I was just like, hey, stand there. I'll take, I took the picture too. It was
Oh, really?
It's out in the desert right outside of Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. So does he? This isn't a trick question. Does he listen to your music actively? Both your kids?
No, not actively. They'll come in and I mean they hear the songs a million times before they even hit the next before they hit the public.
Are they aware that Dad's a rock star and he's carrying that metal flag?
I don't think my son even knows what a rock star is.
Okay.
He's into bands like 21 Pilots and Imagine Dragons and
oh, cool.
And stuff like that. So he doesn't really. Dad just goes to work. So I mean he hasn't really been on the road with me yet. He's never seen Last in Line. He's only been to the Rock Vault show. So he comes to the Rock Vault show regularly. He used to come on stage at the Rock Vault show.
In Las Vegas, you're talking the
Vegas,
R.Y.A.N. Rock Vault?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he doesn't really. It's the touring isn't at a level yet with Last in Line where I feel comfortable bringing him into that environment yet.
Right. I'm glad you say that. With you're a rock star that has younger kids. There's not a lot of the rock stars that have young kids. What advice would you have for rock stars like yourself that have young kids? Because it is hard with that travel schedule. You can be away for months at a time.
It is, but I've been very lucky that I haven't had a real heavy travel schedule in my career. So I've been doing the Radio and Rockfall, as I said, for about 6 years. I've been working for that company, and I'm home most of the time, working 5-6 nights a week doing that, and so it's been helpful. So I started that when he was 3, and he's 9 now. So I'm here in his formative years, so it's a great thing for me because I'm not coming home like I'm Uncle Dad. You know what I mean? I'm more of a, I'm a hands-on guy. His mom travels more than I do, so.
So is that by
she's
design?
In the medical,
because
she's in the medical industry.
Like Shreddy Teddy Arunsky, that's the producer of this show. Like he's a great musician. He wants to tour. He doesn't yet have kids, but it's like for somebody like him, like when he does, it's like how do you, to me, it always fascinates me. Like, how do you balance being away for months at a time?
I mean, you have to, and it's easier these days now because you have, FaceTime and Skype, and you're not running for a payphone to try to make a phone call home, or
that's a good point.
So it's a little easier because you can call, and I always know with my son when he's okay is when I call. I've been on the road for a little while, and he doesn't want to talk. If he's just like, if I'm trying to, if he wants to sit on the phone and talk to me, then I know I got to go home.
He's missing you, yeah.
Exactly.
So when your kids are adults and they go back to listen to your music, what would you like them to say about it?
Oh God, I don't even think about that. I don't.
Well, this is my show. Think about it. What are we doing here?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like my son is gonna get into music. My daughter's not into it. She's an artist, painter.
Oh wow.
She draws and paints. She's really good at that. So that's her thing. What my son's gonna do, I don't know. He's not really. He hasn't really gravitated to it. When he has a friend who plays drums.
Okay.
Because his friend plays drums, now he wants to learn how to do stuff. His friend played him "Smoke on the Water," on the guitar once, and
Richie Blackmore strikes again.
Yeah. So then he wants to, now he wants to learn it.
No kidding.
So.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
What would that be? Old and dead. I don't know.
In 10 years?
10 years, that would be 2028. Jesus, sorry, the bass is distracting me. This guy will not stop fucking playing bass. It works. It all works. Take a break. Anyway. 10 years. I don't know if I'll still be doing this. I'm kind of realistic about.
Would you like to be retired in 10? I mean,
like
not as active.
I mean, it's got for me. It's got to progress.
Okay.
It's got to progress, and it's been a long progression for me, but it's got to progress to something bigger and better, and but it's also got to be fun,
right?
So it's got.
You're having fun though.
Yeah, and I've always said as long as there's work, I'll keep doing this. But if the work goes away, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I have to put everything I have into this. 20 years ago, maybe. Now, I just, I like doing the Last in Line band. I like playing with these guys, LDT. I like it, and I like doing my show. So.
And you're comfortable now.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. The only thing I'm planning 10 years from now is putting money into a retirement fund. That's it.
Dude, that's
it.
That's awesome.
But right now, who knows? I just spending as much time with my kids and make sure everybody's sane, So,
I think
and happy.
And this is just my thoughts. Like with all that you're involved in now and all that you're accomplishing, I would think like in 10 years, you, not to be an elder statesman, but you would have a lot to offer up and coming musicians to say, here's how I got here, here's what I did.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I
think you really could be a teacher, so to speak.
Where I'm at right now, and I know I play with a lot of guys that are like that, and I don't see them getting respected like I feel they should get respected, like elder statesmen,
Well,
elder,
You won't be
guys like Howard Leese. I play with Howard Leese. I play with Hugh McDonald from Bon Jovi.
Right.
You know, Paul Shortino. You know, Rob McCauley. I don't see them. I see them get respected by some people, but it seems like it's going away. You know, new things are coming in, and it's kind of like.
Well, you're keeping it alive, though. That's the important part. One last question. I'll let you go because I know you have another interview. So here we go. In the year 2525, that is, of course, if man is still alive, what do you want people to say when they hear the name Andrew Freeman?
Oh, that's a tough one.
He rocks!
I mean, nah, just I don't know. I'm not in this for notoriety or any of that stuff. I'm in it because I like to do it, and I'm not. You know, this is what I look like when I'm not. You know, hair's up and hat back, and I'm ready to do the lawn. You know what I mean? So, I just want to have maybe a back catalog of music that is, you know, cool. You know, and stuff that I'm proud of, and there's a couple things that are out and coming out that I'm not real proud of, but it's. But you know, everybody's got that. You know what I mean? And I don't know. 20. Well, that's a tough one. He was cool.
Fair enough.
He was a cool guy. You know, he didn't do anything too stupid. You know.
So who's going in the pool first, me or you?
Probably you, because
right.
you got the chest for it. So.
You heard it here from Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew, I'll let you go.
All right.
And then after, if we can do my signature segment that everyone's been stealing.
Absolutely.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Have a great show tonight. Head over to axehandler.com. Lean your guitar anywhere and carry your guitar support stand everywhere with the Axe Handler. The Axe Handler is the premier American-made portable guitar stand in the world today. Head over to axehandler.com so you can make sure that your guitars never go slip-sliding away again. That's axe-handler.com. Head over to phoenixanddragon.us for all of your Phoenix and Dragon band needs. Keep up to date on the future of progressive symphonic heavy metal with Phoenix and Dragon's concert dates, interviews, videos, and MP3 downloads at phoenixanddragon.us. Be sure to download Phoenix and Dragon's latest single, The Four Fires, as heard on the Rockin You All Night podcast on SoundCloud. Get t-shirts, band merch, and metal so heavy that it hurts at phoenixanddragon.us. You're listening to the two-time bench press champion, the trendsetter, the friend getter, the lyrical miracle, the poet who can smoke and joe it, the man who loves to chat about this or that, the host of Rockin You All Night and R.Y.A.N Radio, R.Y.A.N Whitting. We are currently looking for advertisers and sponsors to keep our internet radio show and podcast free for our listeners. So if you have a product, a band, or a brand that you'd love to have hyped, contact me today so that I can play it, fillet it, saute it, and you better believe that I'll slay it. And if you want, I'll rhyme it, chime it, jingle it, Kris Kringle it, and I'll even hit single it. Don't hesitate to throw some numbers my way and be a part of the funnest podcast in the nation today by messaging me at Rockin You All Night on SoundCloud and Instagram. Hi everybody, this is R.Y.A.N Whitting, the host of Rockin You All Night and R.Y.A.N Radio. People have said to me, Ryan, what's causing all this shaving and misbehaving? And I tell them, it's all about the Dollar Shave Club. With the Dollar Shave Club, you can get started with a month's worth of the best 6-blade razors and a handle for as low as $1. Or try one of their starter packs for as low as $5. Now those are some prices that you can't beat for some blades that'll keep you looking neat. All you have to do is look at my bio on the Rockin You All Night podcast on SoundCloud and hit my Dollar Shave Club link so that you can keep your jawline looking lean, mean, and clean like mine. All right, we are back from commercial break. Andrew,
we are back.
Is there any truth to the matter? I've heard that you are a fan of my commercials. Is that true?
I am a fan of everything that you do.
And that's a shoot, ladies and gentlemen.
Everything that you do, I'm a fan of.
I love you. You know that. Dude, I'm just kind of still in awe. You're here with Lies, Deceit, and Treachery, and you guys just tore it up.
We tore something, yeah, for sure.
Bro, I'm serious. You guys tore it up.
Yeah.
I
think a couple ligaments and.
Oh, young man, don't diminish. Like seriously, it's
thanks, man.
No wonder you're the chosen one to carry the metal torch.
You keep saying that.
You are, though.
I'm just a guy who needs to cut his grass when he gets home, is all, you know.
Oh, but it's more than that. It's you're holding that metal torch high up on the Silver Mountain. Like
I appreciate you saying that. Thank you, man.
It's the truth. Embrace it. I wouldn't say it if
you.
it wasn't true. So I can't say enough like how great it is. For those people that haven't heard Andrew and Lies, Deceit, and Treachery, do yourself a favor, get out and see them.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. It's a real good time.
I'm not going to disagree with you. So I'm going to play my signature segment. It's called This or That.
Okay.
Everyone's been stealing this from me.
Like it.
Yeah, it's a big thing in Germany, actually.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they call it something different, though. It's like Dice oder Das. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
That was a joke. You can laugh. Play along.
Dice or DOS or Dice? Sorry, I didn't get it. Sorry.
No,
Shit, I missed it. It's loud in here.
Yeah. Dude, all right. So this or that. Those that have been stealing this from me don't think I haven't noticed.
All right, it's cool.
Here we go.
It's
Here
a
we
form
go.
of flattery, my friend.
That's a good point. People
Yeah.
have to remind me of that sometimes. So I'll give you two things. You choose this or that.
Okay.
Here we go. Question 1. SpongeBob or a sponge bath?
Oh, SpongeBob.
Why?
Because I watched so many episodes of it because I have children. So.
You're not
I
one of
love
the
it.
voices?
Huh?
You're not one of the voices on SpongeBob? You never done commercials?
No, I
with
never
it?
did that one. No, that was not one that was done in L.A. But we did a lot of stuff for Nickelodeon. We did a lot of like just random voice records for Nickelodeon. So
That is one of the better cartoons ever.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the one that actually got me through my son's childhood. So his younger years.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that and like the Cars movie. Yeah, it was.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, Sponge Bath is kind of weird. Like, you know,
I don't know.
just use your hand. You know what I mean? The fuck, go wash the dishes. Take the sponge and wash the dishes. You know?
If we live to 80, we might need a sponge bath.
Maybe when I'm 80, I'll appreciate it. That'll be the only action I'm getting when I'm 80.
Love it. I love this already. If you were to choose any cartoon character that embodies Andrew Freeman, who would it be?
Oh, my God. A cartoon character that would embody me. That's a tough one.
Your kids would say Superman?
No.
Super SpongeBob?
No, I'm trying to think. I'm just kind of drawing a blank on that one. Let's come back to that one.
All right, we'll come back to
Pass.
that one. Pass. All right. That's a first. We got some firsts going on here.
Well, I got to think about that because I'm only thinking of Deputy Dog, but that's you know.
I don't ask the easy questions. I write my own
You know,
material.
these are the hard hitting.
These are the hard hitters.
CNN
man.
questions. You know, Wolf Blitzer.
Here we go. Star Maker or Stargazer?
Oh wow. I'd like to say both because they both kind of are connected now.
They really are. Is Stargazer, in my opinion, I'd like your thoughts. Is that one of the best rock songs ever performed?
He sings the hell out of that. And you know who else sings the hell out of it? Is Oni Logan sings the hell out of that. You know,
is that one that you performed?
I'm probably not supposed to say that because everybody thinks, but I've heard Oni do it with Disciples, and man, he just sings the hell out of that song. So
is that one that you've covered?
No, I may have done it. You know what? I did do it when I had a short stint with Disciples. I did some rehearsals with them when they were because I'm friends with all those guys. So I came in before we had Last in Line going.
Okay.
I came in and I did all that set because there was they had Toby Jebsen was singing for them for a little bit. And he had a problem with his visa, and he couldn't get into the U.S. to rehearse. So I did Goldie a favor, and Goldie asked me to do him a favor, and I went in and sang with him and Rudy and.
Was
the rest of the
Ripper
guys.
opposite of you, or he was not?
Ripper
in?
was not there either.
Okay.
Nobody came to rehearsal. None of the singers came to rehearsal. That's why
so
I.
Again,
Yeah.
they chose you. This is why they chose you.
Well, I had just done a gig with Goldie and Jimmy Bain and this guy Alan Krieger, and we did a bunch of covers in some festival up in the Midwest.
So Star Maker.
I'd say here's the thing. This is why I said that there's a connection between the two songs now.
Right.
Because when Jimmy Bain passed away, his daughter came over and she made just a beautiful speech at the funeral, and she's I think on Jimmy's stone it says from Stargazer to Star Maker.
Oh, no kidding.
It does, yeah.
Dude, how awesome is that?
It's pretty awesome.
I did not know that.
It's
Oh
pretty,
my
you know,
gosh.
it's as awesome as, you know, being, you know, having your words on somebody's tombstone can be, you know, it's bittersweet, I think is the best way to put it. So, but she said that during her speech during the funeral, and it was like I was blown away. I was blown away because it was touching. You know, it was really.
What do
touching.
you think Jimmy Bean's legacy should be? How should he be remembered?
As one of the greatest musicians that ever lived. Okay. Greatest musicians, great songwriter. You know, he doesn't get credit for the amount of songwriting he's done. He doesn't get the credit of how amazing of a keyboard player he is. Just a musician all around. He's just a well-rounded musician. He played with Kate Bush. He played with Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
You know, he's just was in that whole circle. You know?
He was music.
Rainbow. You know, I mean.
You can't be a slouch in Rainbow.
He came from a crappy little town in Scotland, you know, and from nothing, you know, and he loved people and he loved to party and he loved just being in rock and roll. It was his favorite thing in the world.
Gosh,
and,
what a loss!
It was a pleasure to know him, you know. So, yeah.
Do me make me a star, star maker. How does it really sound? How's it supposed to go?
It sounds different than that, I think.
That was bad. You can say it.
No, it was good. You did good.
And he's making faces.
You know what the best part about it is that I didn't have to do it. That was the best part.
You're not going to regale us one time how it's really supposed to sound.
It's all good. You want to hear it? Is that what you want to say?
Yeah, I want you to.
Make me a star maker.
Fuck yeah!
There you go.
Love this or that. This is why people copy this
All day long.
They don't know. They don't know how to play like I play. They don't do like I do. What are the songs that you love? I don't want to get off Dio or Bane or any of that just yet.
No, it's fine.
What songs do you love to sing the most of Ronnie's or Jimmy's?
I do. One of my favorites. We don't really do that much anymore. Is "Shame on the Night." I loved doing that one. That was awesome. What else? I like doing "Don't Talk to Strangers." Anything that's kind of slow and brooding and moody, you know.
One of your songs on Last in Line, your CD, kind of has that vibe to it. I can't remember. I'd have to think. But one of them has almost a Shame on the Night feel to it.
Yeah, I think a lot of them.
Of course, it's influenced by. But as soon as I heard,
it's hard to get away from those grooves because you know that's the band and they wrote those songs. You know,
those are the guys that are there.
You know, that's it. You know, it's going to sound like Dio because it's the Dio band. It's Dio the band, not Dio the man. Dio the band. You know what I mean? So, and they're the originators and they're the guys who did it. You know,
dude, it's so phenomenal. It's I'm just part of me still in awe of
thanks,
how great you are and what you're doing with carrying on.
I appreciate
torch,
that.
so
Man. Thank you very much.
Let me go to the next question. Last in Line the song or Last in Line the band?
Oh, Last in Line the band, absolutely. Last in Line the band is a completely different entity. It's becoming its own thing, and it's a good group of people. It's a group of brothers. You know, we're
awesome.
We're a brotherhood, and we're in a, you know. It feels like it's a new band and a struggle to, you know, like it was when I used to, you know, my bros in high school, when we go out and just, you know, get in a van and go jump on the road and play as many shows as we could, and didn't care about, you know, the bullshit that goes along with it, you know. So.
Is it a struggle because of scheduling, because all you guys are involved so much?
It's a struggle. I don't know if it's a struggle like like we're struggling to get somewhere, you know, but it's like anything else. You think that with the guys who are in a band, you got a guy from Black Sabbath, you got a guy from Def Leppard, Whitesnake, all this pedigree of guys. Yeah. You know, you would think that it would be easy, but you know, we start from scratch. You know, we're starting from scratch, and people don't. You know, Viv can go out and play this Def Leppard Journey tour he's doing and play stadiums. Like they just played Wrigley Field the other day.
Jeez Louise.
You know, and they're playing Fenway Park. You know, they're playing baseball stadiums, and you know, we did maybe about 350 people here the last time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. It's just we're trying to get the word out there. And
what do you want to accomplish with that band, to be a stadium act? Because I mean, in
I'd
Europe
be happy,
you probably could.
I'd be happy just being a club act. You know, I'm just happy being a successful small theater club act, kind of what we're becoming. You know.
So what do you have left that you want to accomplish? Because you're doing the awesomest of things. I
mean, honestly, at this point in my career, I just want to keep working. I just like working, and like I said earlier, when the work runs out, then I'll do something else. You know, or you know, I'll give it a go as long as, you know, people want to hear it. You know, so.
Oh, we want to hear it. We need hard rock and metal to continue.
It's a different world now. You know, with music, records don't really sell. You know, our record sold pretty well, you know, but it didn't sell like back in the day, back in the 80s, or but it
Nothing
but it
did.
sold, it sold pretty well. We sold some units, and
I've got 2 copies.
yeah, see, so thank you.
Yeah, no,
I bought a couple copies myself.
I'll get a couple more when the next one comes out too, and I can have you sign them.
Cool, man.
Next question.
Yeah,
Neon Knights or the Vegas Golden Knights?
Neon Knights. I'm not a big hockey fan.
No hockey.
Yeah, but I love what the Golden Knights have done for the city of Las Vegas. They've really kind of, it's an
Give us something to
anomaly.
cheer for besides
It's an anomaly.
strippers.
They brought, yeah, exactly. They brought, they said, professional sports wouldn't work in Vegas, but absolutely wrong. They're doing a great job and just really bringing the city together, and everybody's a hockey fan now. I even was. I never watch hockey. And
Did you get to some of their games?
I didn't get to any of the games. My son went with his mom, but no. But I watched every game of the playoffs. So it's just amazing. I love sports. I've never been a huge hockey fan, but I love sports. So it was just that playoff, them and the Capitals. It was amazing. It was amazing to watch. So
They're going to have you sing the national anthem the next season, right?
yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah,
I know the guy who coordinates that, and I doubt
So
it.
he's going to make sure that he's going to hear this. He's like, well, that's a good idea. I better
I
listen
doubt
to
it.
it.
Very doubtful.
If I say it, people copy. You think I'm joking? Next question.
Yeah.
The kids are all right, or the kids aren't all right?
The kids aren't all right,
Explain.
and the kids are all right. I'll go with the kids are. I made a mistake there. The kids are all right. I'd take the Who over the Offspring any day of the week.
The Who over the Offspring.
Any day of the week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're not saying
No,
woman who lays on spring this spring gets offspring next spring?
I mean, I'll go with a guy who still sings, who's, in his 60s, almost 70s, and still sings like he's 22 years old. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God, right.
So I'd go with a band that doesn't play to tracks anytime over a band that plays to a lot of tracks. A lot of tracks. So,
Oh, no doubt.
oh, no doubt. Yeah.
I did not know that.
There you go.
Thank you for that. I've been schooled. Schooled, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Andrew
mean,
took me to school.
Cool is cool, but I would love to do that, be able to play to, well, I did. When I played with them, there was a lot of tracks rolling, and I think it's kind of,
That's a different crowd, too. Like,
no, I love my time with those guys.
Yeah.
It was a great time, and they were really good to me, and I've gotten a lot. I've advanced in my career a lot because of having that as part of my pedigree. So, it's a good thing. But you got to call spade a spade sometimes. You know what I mean? It's it is what it is. There's just it's deceptive. You know what I mean? It's
we're
deceptive.
sticking with the Who, and that's
We're
that.
gonna go with Roger and Pete Townsend.
I love it.
Yep.
Man on the Silver Mountain or the Band Mountain?
Man on Silver Mountain.
You're the new man on the Silver Mountain, right?
No, I am not. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
You're one of 4, I would say, that are climbing up the Silver Mountain.
I appreciate that. Ronnie is Ronnie, and nobody's going to ever be Ronnie, and I don't want to be Ronnie. So
You can't be. Tell me the last time that you saw him.
perform, I saw him.
Or met-
I never met him. Never met him. I saw him. I went to see Vinny when he was in Heaven and Hell down in San Diego, and the first time I ever saw Ronnie, and it was kind of weird because I had become friends with Vinny and been friends with him for about a few years because we played Lynch Mob together. That's how we met.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of. It was really cool to see my friend playing in that, with Black Sabbath basically.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was a great show.
Was that first tour with Heaven and Hell or last?
I think it was the second.
The
tour.
second. So
yeah,
been 08. So yeah.
It might have been. Yeah.
I saw him here. It was
right
one
before
of
he
his,
got sick.
Yeah,
So,
I saw him on that last tour, and I don't know if there were even 10 shows after that. It
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
In retrospect, you can kind of see that was a sick man.
It was
which was
great. Yeah.
And but he still sounded phenomenal.
Yeah.
Couple more questions here. Lies, deceit, or treachery?
Oh, treachery. Definitely treachery. Treachery. I don't know, and I don't know why.
Just love the
because
word?
It's a good word, and it's great. Sounds great with an English accent. So.
Doesn't it though?
Yeah, it does.
Give us one more
Because of
English
pirate
accent.
movies. Treachery. Treachery. Lies, deceit, and treachery, you bastard.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Last question, because I know we want to close
I
down
think
here.
they're trying to get us out of
Yeah,
here.
they're
That's
gonna
cool.
they're gonna
Yeah.
boot us here.
All
Last
good.
question. You ready?
Yeah.
Ryan Whitting.
What is it?
Ryan Whitting.
Uh-huh.
Do you even know my name?
Yeah, I know. I just heard all I heard what you said, Ryan Whitting, and I heard line quitting. So
Oh.
I was like, all right.
That's almost
Is
the
that
question.
like line
actu-
dancing? Is that stopping line dancing or something? Okay, sorry. Ryan Whitting. Okay.
Love this. This is why this game is the best.
Or
That's why it's
Trump.
my signature segment. Ryan winning or giving up and quitting?
Oh, Ryan Whitting, of course, because he's all about winning.
So what you're saying is, if I can surmise what you're saying, is winning isn't everything, it's the only thing?
No, Whitting is winning. Whitting is winning. It
And
is.
That's a shoot, ladies and gentlemen.
He's
Andrew
a
does-
very persistent young man. He's persistent and hungry and a hustler, and I like him a lot. So, good for you. Good job.
I'm going to shake your hand
There
on
you
that.
go.
I've been called way the fuck worse than that. I will
You
take
need both. You need both.
I will take those compliments and those blessings from Sir Andrew any day of the
Thank you,
week.
sir. I appreciate that.
Andrew, thank you for not only for tonight, not only for just keeping the rock and metal torch alive and well, for keeping that metal flag high up on the Silver
Oh,
Mountain.
dude, it's just I don't feel like I'm doing anything like that, but I just do what I do, and I'm glad people gravitate towards it. So I have no rock star fantasies going on here. I just get out and do what I love to do, and it's because I can't really do anything else. So
Well, that's an understatement, but
Yeah.
this is why I love it, because it's part of you. This is why
Yeah.
it's part of you. Like metal, hard rock metal,
Yeah.
it's part
It
of you.
is,
It's
yeah.
we can't strip that from you. You
And
can
I mean,
say
bands like the LDT and Last in Line, they're in my DNA. They are in my DNA, and I've been listening to this stuff my entire life. My entire life, so it's just a DNA thing.
it's part of you, and just thank you for that, and thank you
you,
for
brother.
being on Rockin You All Night, where we talk all things rock, all things metal, and all things with strings. And Andrew, if you don't like it,
Then you must not rock, you asshole.
love it.
We're done.
Okay, I was about to say, how much longer is this going to be?
There you have it, another episode of Rockin You All Night. Be sure to follow Rockin You All Night on YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, and Instagram. The music on this episode is provided by Phoenix and Dragon. To download Phoenix and Dragon songs, go to phoenixanddragon.us. Follow Andrew Freeman on Instagram and lastinlineofficial.com, and Lies, Deceit, and Treachery on Facebook and Instagram for all of your Andrew Freeman needs. Check out blkliveaz.com for all of your BLK Live concert needs. We'll see you when the sun shines again. Until then, follow along, leave comments, click like and subscribe, and remember, we've only just begun.